Level 1. The Background Investigator. Forget the Hollywood glamour of car chases and suppressed pistols. Your entry into the intelligence community starts in the gutters of other people's lives. When a hopeful recruit fills out that online form on the CIA website and clicks submit, they become your target. You are the first line of defense. You don't hunt terrorists, you hunt for the fatal microscopic flaws in your own people. A man in a gray suit will eventually ask them questions for 4 hours under harsh fluorescent lights. But before that ever happens, you do the digging. You are the one knocking on the doors of their high school teachers, their bitter ex-spouses, and their old college roommates. You are looking for hidden gambling debts, secret drug use, or a quiet sympathy for foreign adversaries. You learn very early on that everyone wears a mask. Your entire job is to pry it off and see what crawls out from underneath, searching for the exact vulnerabilities that a Russian or Chinese spy would use to blackmail them later. Level 2, the Polygraph Examiner. You graduate from digging through the past to interrogating the present. You are now the operator of the box. You are the technician who straps the sensors to a nervous applicant's chest, fingers, and arm to monitor their heart rate, breathing, and skin conductivity. You sit across from them in a freezing, windowless room, holding their future hostage. You ask them deeply invasive, terrifying questions. Have you ever committed a crime you weren't caught for? Have you ever betrayed a friend? The dirty secret of your trade is that the machine can't actually detect lies, but the applicant doesn't know that, and you use that sheer terror to break them. You watch them sweat. You watch them stutter. You become an absolute master of reading human physiology and micro-expressions. You are the ultimate human lie detector, surgically breaking people down before they are ever handed a badge. Level 3, the Surveillance Detection Officer, SDO. You finally hit the streets, but you aren't chasing the enemy. You are watching your own guys. You are the watcher of the watchers. It's 2 a.m. in a freezing rainstorm in Vienna, and you are sitting in a parked car drinking lukewarm coffee. When a CIA case officer goes out to meet a covert asset, your team sets up an invisible perimeter. You are trained to see the subtle, terrifying patterns that civilians miss. You are looking for the car that has been behind your guy for exactly 3 turns, or the man reading a newspaper who looked up twice, or the woman on the park bench who was at the coffee shop earlier that morning. You are hunting the hostile foreign spies, the FSB or the MSS, who are trying to tail your operative. Though it is hours of agonizing, mind-numbing boredom punctuated by 10 seconds of pure adrenaline. If you spot a hostile tail, you pull the plug on the mission. You are the invisible shield that keeps your colleagues out of foreign prisons. Level 4, the Internal Security Analyst. You are pulled off the freezing streets and shoved into a highly secure, vault-like room deep inside Langley. You are the digital hall monitor for the most secretive, paranoid building on planet Earth. You don't carry a gun, you carry audit logs. You spend your days silently sweeping the agency's classified networks, hunting the digital footprints of your own coworkers. You are looking for anomalies that don't make sense. Why did a mid-level analyst focusing on the Middle East just download 500 highly classified files about Russian submarine capabilities? Why is a guy from the Counterterrorism Center suddenly badging into the building at 3 a.m. on a Sunday? You start to view every person in the cafeteria as a potential threat. You realize with a cold dread that the greatest danger to the United States isn't a bomb in a public square. It is a quiet guy with a USB drive and a grievance. Level 5, the Defector Debriefer. A Russian intelligence officer walks into an American embassy in Europe and says he wants to switch sides. He claims he has the crown jewels of his government's secrets. You are immediately flown in and sent to a heavily guarded safe house to interview him. But in your world, nothing is taken at face value. This is intense grueling psychological warfare. Your default assumption is that he is a dangle, a fake defector deliberately sent by the enemy to feed you poisoned, manufactured intelligence. You spend 6 months in a room with him, asking him the exact same questions hundreds of times from dozens of different angles, desperately trying to catch a single microscopic inconsistency in his story. You sleep in the room next door. You eat every meal with him. You slowly dissect his entire reality until you are absolutely sure he isn't a Trojan horse. Level 6, the Asset Validator. You are deployed out into the field to clean up the messes made by ambitious CIA operatives. Case officers are trained to recruit foreign assets to steal secrets, but case officers are also human. They want promotions, they want bonuses, and sometimes they fall in love with their own operations, blinding them to the truth. You are the reality check. You fly into a hostile country, set up shop in a dusty, bug-swept hotel room, and you strap their prized, highly paid informant to a polygraph. Within an hour, you break the asset. You systematically prove that this vital source is actually a fabricator who is just making up intelligence to collect an American paycheck. You save the agency from acting on bad information, but in the process, you humiliate the case officer who recruited them. You are doing your job perfectly, but you are making permanent, bitter enemies inside your own agency. Level 7, the Double Agent Handler. You catch a foreign spy operating on American soil, or you discover that one of your own prized assets is secretly working for the enemy. Instead of throwing them in a dark prison cell, you do something much more dangerous. You turn them. You are now running the most precarious, high-stakes game in the history of espionage. You control a double agent. You carefully feed them chicken feed, meticulously crafted disinformation to pass back to their true masters in Moscow or Beijing. You exploit their motivations perfectly, whether it is money, ideology, coercion, or ego. You are managing a profound, terrifying web of lies, actively trying to control what a hostile foreign government thinks, all while knowing that your agent is a proven traitor who could double-cross you again at any second. It is a psychological tightrope walk over a bottomless pit. Level 8, the CI Targeting Officer. You stop playing defense and you go on the offensive. You are no longer waiting for foreign spies to attack your networks. You are actively hunting them across the globe. You use complex algorithms, covert travel records, hidden financial data, and diplomatic manifests to identify the covert intelligence officers of hostile nations. You figure out exactly who the Russian or Chinese spies are before their planes even touch down on the tarmac. You build massive, invasive dossiers on their personal lives, passing these targets to paramilitary and operations teams to harass them, flip them, or aggressively expel them from the country. You are the sniper in the digital clock tower, dismantling rival intelligence networks piece by piece. Level 9, the Damage Assessment Lead. The absolute nightmare scenario happens. An American spy network in a hostile foreign capital suddenly goes completely dark. Local intelligence services raid the safe houses. The assets you recruited are dragged out into the street, caught, and executed. You are immediately called in to figure out why the blood is flowing. You stand over the smoking, metaphorical rubble of a destroyed operation, and you have to reverse engineer the disaster. But was it a hacked, encrypted server? Was it sloppy tradecraft by a case officer who didn't lose a tail? Or, the most terrifying, stomach-churning option of all, is there a human leak inside Langley? Your final, highly classified report will dictate whether the agency shuts down operations globally to stop the bleeding. The weight of the dead assets rests entirely on your shoulders. Level 10, the Mole Hunter, the Investigator. The leak is confirmed. Someone inside the CIA is actively selling the names of your covert assets to the enemy for cash. You are tapped to find the traitor. This is the darkest, most profoundly isolating job in the world. You are actively hunting a highly trained intelligence officer who knows exactly how to beat surveillance and polygraphs because they learned the exact same tradecraft at the farm that you did. You quietly and illegally pull the financial records and travel logs of the people you eat lunch with in the cafeteria. You start analyzing the micro expressions of your friends. You suspect everyone. You are looking for someone who is trained to lie convincingly to anyone, including themselves. The paranoia completely consumes you. You realize that you cannot trust a single soul in the building. Level 11, the internal interrogator. You finally have the hard evidence. You have narrowed it down to one single colleague. You call them into a soundproof, windowless room deep in the basement for a friendly chat. You sit across from someone who might have been your mentor or your friend, someone who knows every single interrogation tactic you're about to use against them. It is a brutal, exhausting, agonizing game of high-stakes psychological chess. You slowly lay out the trap. You present them with the offshore bank accounts, the hidden dead drops, and the secret meetings in Vienna. You sit there and watch a decorated veteran intelligence officer completely crumble. You watch them confess to getting dozens of loyal people killed just for a few $100,000. The betrayal makes you physically sick to your stomach. Level 12, the Chief of Counterintelligence. You have survived the witch hunts, and you now run the entire counterintelligence division. You are the paranoid, beating heart of the agency. You don't hunt individuals on the street anymore. You manage the massive political fallout of institutional betrayals. You sit in closed, deeply classified sessions with the director of the CIA and the FBI, explaining how a mole managed to operate undetected right under their noses for a decade. You mandate new draconian security measures that make absolutely everyone in the agency hate you. You are the boogeyman to your own people. You view the entire world and everyone in it purely through the lens of vulnerability, compromise, and inevitable betrayal. You authorize actions to protect the machine that runs on secrets and blood, fully aware of the moral cost. Level 13. The Pariah, the ghost. You retire after 30 grueling years of suspecting absolutely everyone around you of treason. You are given a medal in a closed room, but you are not celebrated. Counterintelligence officers are deeply feared, never loved. But you spent your entire career ruining the lives of your colleagues and hunting traitors in the shadows. You moved to a quiet, heavily secured house in Virginia. Your government pension is excellent, but your mind is permanently, irreparably altered. You wake up at 3 a.m. and walk the perimeter of your property looking for threats that aren't there. You cannot watch the news, talk to your neighbors, or even speak to your own family without instinctively analyzing their words for hidden motives and lies. You survived a career in the darkness, but it cost you the ability to ever trust another human being again. You are a ghost, and somewhere in a college dorm room, a young person is filling out an application on the CIWA website, dreaming of being Jason Bourne, completely unaware that this job will hollow them out and fill them back up with secrets. The cycle begins again,